Alrighty, y'all. We're gonna Joe's Retro World. Today, we're gonna be replacing the volume wheel on my original Game Boy DMG. Now, yeah, I know it doesn't look like an original DMG, but yeah, it is on the inside where it counts. Now, I have replaced her screen with a funny plain IPS screen. I've used the HandheldLegend Prestige shells. I went ahead and got BoxyPixel solid brass machine buttons. Now, this stuff was all purchased years ago. I've had it for almost 4 going on 5 years, I believe. And I did have a different screen, but I replaced it with this one because the other one was blocking some screen. But it still is. I need to cut the inside of the shell a little bit, shave it, so that it gets the full effect of the IPS screen because it is a little bigger than the original. But it's something that I'm not worried about. I'm not gonna do. But yeah, it's a see-through shell. I use the Clean Juice rechargeable battery from Retro 6, down in the UK. Yeah, I got it from Handheld Legends. And it's been working for me for years now. It's almost 4 years. Yeah, just use a Type-C charger. This is the first model. They showed another model that came out. I guess it's supposed to be an upgrade or whatever. But this works fine for me, y'all. This is perfect. But yeah, this is my beautiful Game Boy DMG. Let me show you how he looks. We got a couple of games over here. Now, I never wanted to cut the hole out right here or buy the one with the hole because quite frankly, I really enjoy the beautiful nature of just this beautiful shell. Now, it does play, of course, multi-cards or original hardware, as always. Now, you'll be able to hear it. Let me try to adjust the sound. And I've cleaned it with alcohol, but it just won't get right. So after 5 years almost of not replacing it, we're finally going to replace it. But you can see the screen is beautiful. Let's turn the camera down. There you go. So Kirby's Dream Land. The IPS screens were amazing, and they've gotten way better. There's all different kinds you can get now. This is like the first and oldest models that you can get. It looks great. You can adjust the volume, the brightness. Yeah, this is perfect for playing in the dark. But a lot of things that people hated was the noise from the brass buttons. A lot of people did not like that, but I love it. I love these brass buttons. It just looks and feels so good just to be smashing these buttons. And yeah, I can understand, but it's all good. So yeah, let's open this up and get to replacing this volume wheel. I got the volume wheel from Handheld Legends. It was $2.99 plus $1.29 for shipping or something like that. So I actually use a flathead and get just two sides of the Phillips and use this. I've noticed that I don't have to worry about stripping the head, finding the wrong size Phillips screwdriver, and it can be easily done. I mean, these kits, unless you buy one that's specifically perfectly made. I have a cheap one from Wally World, and yeah, I've stripped some screws, y'all. I really have, and it's a nightmare to go in and drill them all out. Yeah, it really is. This last one is stubborn, so we're gonna have to do it like that. And it still ain't gonna come out, but that's okay, y'all. So be careful when separating it because there is a ribbon that connects the two motherboards. Okay, you got your main board here for all your controls and stuff, and then over here is where it has the chips and stuff to make it run and think and all that good stuff. Now we're gonna be focusing on this back one, so we're gonna leave the front intact. So we're gonna actually pull the ribbon out from this back one only, and we're gonna grab it nice and secure, gently pull it down, not to damage it, and we're gonna lay this top over here. And this would have been a good time to go ahead and replace the speaker if you wanted to, but I'm okay with it. So over here, we just have 2 screws here, and we have 2 more down here, because all this is going to want to come up for it to come out. So let's remove this screw and this screw. Okay. Move that to the side. Let's take these out. Later on, I would do a full capacitor change out. All right, this up. That was the power switch. Okay, let's lay this to the side. Our little switch. And so yeah, this is our board, and this is where we're going to be focusing on right here. This is the wheel. Here's the wheel up close, and you can see the difference in thickness. There you go. Yeah, it's like half the thickness, y'all. That's crazy. It has the same setup. It's 5 pins. 2 right here to hold it, 2 on the top to secure it, and then 5 on the bottom. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to desolder each one of these points with some solder wick and get this wheel off. Let's see if we can focus better. There we go. Sorry for that poor quality. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get this done right here. We're going to have to desolder these 5 points right here, and then these 2 points. This glob, will just be careful, because I don't know what that glob is for. I don't know if that's holding something down too. I don't see nothing. But okay, let's get the camera up and ready and turn this soldering iron on and get it to temperature so we can start removing this. Here's a better look at the wheel right here, the volume wheel. As you can see here, the 5 pins here, and here are the 5 pins right here. These are the ones that we're going to be desoldering, and this point, which are these 2 pins here. Sorry. So yeah, I'm just going to use some regular solder wick, and I'll be applying heat, with the solder gun to each one of these points, just like this. Trying to suck up as much solder as I can. I'm going to go ahead and add a little fresh solder to all these points first. And once I do that, then I'll be able to go back and remove it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to add some fresh solder flux. Okay. Just a little bit. And then get my solder. Clean the tip of my soldering iron real quick. Always maintain a good soldering iron tip. So now we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of fresh solder here. Same thing to the next one. Alright, it's giving me a little trouble there. Alright, just like that, y'all. So, a little fresh solder on there. So now we're going to proceed to remove it. Oh, sorry. You can see how it sucks it up. It's amazing. I'm trying to make sure we don't get anything else. We just want this. All right, hold on. All right, let me go do this off camera. Be right back. All right, y'all. So I removed as much solder from each one of the points from here, the for two top, and then the 5 in the back. Now, I don't have a soldering gun to remove the rest, but I've removed most of it. So what I'm going to do is this. I don't recommend, but this is how I do it. So I'm going to heat it up lightly this point, and I'm going to pull down on the volume potentiometer a little bit. Now I'm going to go back to this other side. Boom. So the first 2 in the front were set free. So now I just need the 5 in the back. Now I got the majority of it, so I'm going to heat this one up, pull a little bit. There. Go to this next one. And go to this next one. All right. Uh-oh. All right, let me get this off camera. All right, that worked right there, y'all. Now, it was a little scary. I was trying to make sure I didn't pull off any vices. What are these called? Pads over here, you know. I didn't want to make sure, so. But now, I'm going to clean up the rest with my soldering wick. I'm going to clean these up real good. Make sure I get all the solder out. And get ready for the new installation. I figured I'd show you while I do it. All right, I'll be back. All right, I got them all nice and clean. I'm gonna go get a toothbrush with some alcohol and clean it real good. Let me flip it over so you can see. Yeah, they're solder free. So now I'll be able to get, that's the old one. I'll be able to get this new replacement and just drop it in there. Yeah, into the little fire hose. And then I'll go ahead and solder it in on the back. So let me go clean this with some alcohol. I'll be right back. Got her all nice and clean. Both sides. So yeah, let's go ahead and all we have to do is drop her in just like this. You know, the 5 pins in the back, 2 in the front. Let's see. Make sure all 5 pins go in. There we go. Little push. Got it flush. Right there. All right. So now, what we gotta do is go ahead and put some new fresh solder on all these. But first, we gotta put solder paste. Some flux, I mean. So we're gonna put a dab there. Come on. And of course, get our good old trusty soldering iron. Clean the tip. And I'm using a tip cleaner. I'll show you a little bit. Let's go ahead and solder these in. Put some on my soldering tip there. Go with the first one. Second one. Third one. That fourth one. This takes a couple of seconds. Make sure that's soldered in good. I don't know why that's trying to act funny like that. What's wrong with you, solder? All right. Let me go back and tap these again. All right, I got it and soldered in place, but for some reason, these two front ones, solder points just did not want to take. I don't know why. But the 5 back ones, the main ones that matter, they took. So let me clean it real quick with some alcohol and we'll start putting this DMG back together. Alrighty, y'all. Out with the bad, in with the good. It is a lot thinner, but it's okay. It's all in there. Seems to be working so far, but we're gonna test it real quick, see how it sounds, because you remember how it was. Clean it up. And so yeah, the next project will be changing these capacitors to make sure that they don't fail and kill my beautiful Game Boy later on. But we're going to reverse. We'll get the rear shell, little power button. Make sure we put it over here. How does it go? Just like that, right? Yeah. All right. There's always going to be a fight. It was the power switch. I had it positioned wrong. It wasn't flush, so it was fighting me. But yeah, okay. Got it in place. Volume wheel seems to be working. Let's get the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack back there. Screw that back down. Let's see, what screws were they? Should have been these two smallest ones. Two small ones should be these, yeah. All right, and then what are these other two smaller ones? What are these four right here, right? Oh. All right, once those two are in, where's this other one? Where's this other screw go? All right, I got a mystery screw, y'all. Now, we're gonna grab this ribbon, just like this, and we're gonna push it in there gently. I've done this a couple of times and it gets scary because I don't want it to damage, but sometimes you can use tweezers. All right, let me do this. Now when putting in that ribbon, be extremely careful not to force it. Try to gently work its way in there. And it's tricky, y'all, but you just literally have to lay it like this and just be pushing it in slowly but surely, okay? So once you got it connected, then of course you can close your DMG up. And like I said, there's a gap, y'all. There's a gap. Oh, wait, wrong side. Oh, there's oh, look at that gap. Oh my gosh. It does free flow, but there is a gap compared to the original. Look at all that space. Maybe they can find a way to make a shell that fits closed, after you replace the volume wheel. But yeah, let's put these screws back. Test this baby out. Let's put this last screw in. a clean juice in without dropping it. Let's throw old Kirby back in. All right. Time to test it, y'all. Time to test it. Oh, it has so many streaks. Wait a minute. I heard nothing. I don't hear nothing. Oh, that sucks, y'all. I'm gonna have to open her up and see. No sound. All right, let's go figure it out. Oh, man. All right, y'all. Take two. I didn't have the ribbon all the way in. Now that sounds good. And it turns off. Goes up just like it's supposed to. And when I hook up the headphones, it sounds just as beautiful. So yeah, y'all. Oh, that was a successful surgery there. So yeah, now my Game Boy works perfect. I can go ahead and do a full capacitor kit next time. And then maybe even put a new speaker, a new amplifier. You know, just jazz it up a little bit, Bill. But for right now, it's sounding good. Let's turn this brightness down so it can look better. Sounds so good. Let's check out some other colors. There you go, some blues. Yeah, sounds so good, y'all. All right, I'm happy with that. I hope you like my DMG. Yeah, this is old mods. This is like 4 or 5 years old. I'll link the description to the very first video I did of this. You know, where I did all the other adding this and everything. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit that super thanks if you want to show your support to the channel. I don't have a Patreon, so yeah. But okay, y'all. Until next time, peace and much love from Joe's Retro World.